Welcome to Mr. Fandom Lore. If in the previous video we already reviewed Mortal Kombat 2, today we're breaking down the full ending explanation and future theories for Mortal Kombat 2. And trust me, this video is full spoilers, so if you haven't watched the movie yet, stop this video right now, go watch it first, and come back later. Because today, we're diving deep into the final battle, the shocking deaths, the hidden setup for the third movie, and what all of this could mean for the future of the Mortal Kombat universe.
I'm not some champion.
I hope your ancestors are watching.
The final act of Mortal Kombat 2 takes place inside Shao Kahn's massive palace after the tournament completely spirals into chaos. At this point, the movie basically turns into non-stop destruction. Characters start dropping left and right, alliances shift, and the stakes suddenly become way darker than most fans expected. One of the most brutal deaths in the entire movie happens to Jax. And honestly, this scene shocked a lot of people in theaters. During the battle, Shao Kahn absolutely destroys him. He stabs Jax through the neck using the sharp edge of his warhammer and then violently tears off one of his cybernetic arms. The scene is brutal, bloody, and pretty much confirms that this movie had zero intention of playing things safe. But Jax isn't the only major casualty, because then we get what might be the most mysterious moment in the movie, Liu Kang's so-called death. After taking massive damage during the final conflict, Liu Kang appears to be dying, but before fully disappearing, his body slowly burns into flames while he says that his mission is no longer about the tournament. Now it's about saving the Revenants, especially Kung Lao. And my theory is he vanishes into the fire and enters the Netherrealm. But yeah, I know, the movie never fully confirms whether Liu Kang is truly dead or transforming into something greater. But before Liu Kang disappears, we get one of the craziest emotional moments in the film, his fight against Revenant Kung Lao. This battle is brutal because it's not just physical, it's personal. Kung Lao is no longer himself, completely corrupted as a Revenant, and Liu Kang is forced to finish his own friend with an absolutely savage fatality. Using the spinning buzzsaw hat attack, Liu Kang slices through Kung Lao in a scene that fans are already calling one of the most emotional fatalities in Mortal Kombat movie history. Meanwhile, Raiden also gets overwhelmed during the chaos. Shang Tsung and Quan Chi temporarily overpower him, leaving Earthrealm completely vulnerable. But then comes the moment that probably shocked audiences the most. Cole Young dies. Yes, the main protagonist from the previous movie is officially killed off, and not just casually either. Shao Kahn smashes Cole's skull apart using his massive warhammer near the Deadpool arena. The scene is brutal, sudden, and honestly feels like the movie is making one thing clear. Johnny Cage is now the new main protagonist moving forward. This feels like a full passing of the torch moment. Now, while all this chaos is happening, another major battle is happening at the same time. Johnny Cage teams up with Kano, Jade, and even the spirit form of Scorpion to fight Noob Saibot, who is still Bihan corrupted by darkness. And this is where the movie drops one of its biggest lore reveals. Shao Kahn has been nearly unstoppable because of Shinnok's amulet. The amulet gives him insane power boosts and a healing factor that basically makes him immortal during combat. So, the entire mission becomes destroying the amulet before Shao Kahn wipes everyone out. Eventually, Johnny and the others succeed in shattering Shinnok's amulet. And once the amulet breaks, Shao Kahn finally becomes vulnerable again. He is mortal. That's when Kitana steps forward, and honestly, this is her moment. Throughout the movie, Kitana slowly starts questioning Outworld and eventually sides with Earthrealm. So, during the climax, she faces Shao Kahn one-on-one in front of everyone. And the fatality she delivers? And for me, this is absolutely insane. Using her steel fans, Kitana slices apart Shao Kahn's face in a brutal sequence that looks heavily inspired by the Blender-style fatalities from the games. The audience reaction in theaters during this scene has apparently been wild. And with Shao Kahn finally dead, Outworld's rule collapses, Edania is freed, and finally, Kitana is crowned the new queen of Edania. But the movie doesn't end there, because after the massive final battle, we get a quieter epilogue scene. Sometime later, Johnny Cage is sitting around a campfire dramatically retelling how he basically saved the entire universe. Classic Johnny Cage behavior. And somehow, Baraka becomes his biggest fanboy. I'm not joking, by the way. Baraka is sitting there listening to Johnny's exaggerated stories like a kid hearing superhero legends for the first time. It's weirdly hilarious and honestly one of the funniest moments in the movie. But then the mood shifts again because the rest of the Earthrealm crew arrives. Sonya, Raiden, Kitana, and Jade, and Kano is now dragging around Quan Chi as a prisoner. That detail becomes extremely important for next movie. The group reveals their next mission.
And I think they're going into the Netherrealm to rescue the fallen champions, including Liu Kang, possibly Kung Lao, maybe even Cole Young. And that's where the movie ends. No post-credit scene, no final teaser. Everything is set up directly inside the story itself. Now honestly, a lot of fans actually liked this ending. Compared to the first movie, this one feels much more complete and emotionally satisfying. Kitana gets a huge heroic moment. Johnny Cage fully shines as the MVP. The fatalities go absolutely insane during the climax. And the bittersweet tone actually works surprisingly well. Earthrealm wins, but the cost is massive. Multiple major characters are dead. Raiden was nearly defeated, and the balance between realms is completely broken now. But I know not everybody loved the ending. Some viewers felt the pacing became too rushed during the final act because so many deaths and reveals happen almost back to back. And Liu Kang's fate especially confused casual audiences because the movie leaves his transformation intentionally vague. But honestly, that ambiguity might actually be setting up something huge for the next movie. And now we need to talk theories. And the biggest theory right now is simple. For first, Liu Kang stuck on Netherrealm specifically to save Revenant's Kung Lao before they are come back to life with Quan Chi power. Remember, Quan Chi is still alive and arrested by Earthrealm team. And we know Quan Chi is basically a necromancer mastermind, so there's almost no chance the dead characters stay dead forever in Mortal Kombat universe. Fans are already predicting that Quan Chi will either be forced to revive fallen fighters or eventually escape and resurrect them himself. That means characters like Jax, Kung Lao, and maybe even Cole Young could absolutely return later. And honestly, Noob Saibot also never got a fully confirmed death. So yeah, there's a very high chance Bai Han comes back too. Another major setup is Johnny Cage becoming the new chosen hero. With Cole gone, Johnny now stands at the center of the franchise, and his arc in this movie actually feels complete. He starts as a washed-up actor obsessed with fame, but eventually becomes a real hero willing to fight for Earthrealm. Then there's Kitana becoming Queen of Edania, and honestly, this could become huge for the next movie, because now Mortal Kombat can finally explore political conflicts between realms, instead of focusing only on tournaments. There's also a big possibility that Sindel could return somehow. Whether she's alive, resurrected, or manipulated again, the movie clearly leaves the door open for a Danian future. And then we have the Elder Gods. This part is very important, because Shinnok's amulet being destroyed could absolutely trigger consequences from the Elder Gods themselves. And if Shinnok eventually appears physically in the movies, the threat level is going to become insane. Yeah, this actually feels classic Mortal Kombat escalation. Now, weirdly enough, one of the most entertaining characters moving forward might actually be Kano. Even after betraying Outworld and helping Earthrealm, Kano still feels selfish, chaotic, and unpredictable. We know fans are already calling him one of the funniest parts of the movie, so there's a strong chance future sequels push him deeper into anti-hero territory instead of making him a straight villain again. But the biggest theory of all? The merging of realms. Because with Shao Kahn dead and the tournament system completely broken, the balance between realms is now unstable, which means Mortal Kombat 3 might not even focus on tournaments anymore. It could become a full-scale inter-realm war. Earthrealm versus Netherrealm, Outworld collapsing into chaos, the Elder Gods interfering directly, maybe even full Armageddon-level destruction. And honestly, that's probably where this franchise is heading. So overall, the ending of Mortal Kombat 2 feels solid for fans. It's not some mind-blowing twist ending that completely changes cinema forever, but it is satisfying, action-packed, emotional, and clearly designed to set up bigger things in the future. The movie takes surprisingly bold risks by killing major characters, but it also leaves the door wide open for resurrection and future lore expansions. And more importantly, it finally feels like the filmmakers are becoming more confident with the larger Mortal Kombat mythology. If Mortal Kombat 3 actually happens, the scale could become way bigger than anything we've seen so far. Netherrealm, Elder Gods, Realm Wars, maybe even Armageddon itself. So for the ending itself, I gives it an 8 out of 10. Very satisfying for hardcore fans, but maybe a little rushed for viewers who wanted deeper storytelling. But now, I want to hear your theories. Which character death hit you the hardest? Do you think Liu Kang actually dead? Or do you want Cole Young to somehow return in the sequel? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Like this video if you enjoyed the breakdown, subscribe to Mr. Fandom Lore, and turn on notifications so you never miss our future videos.